And first at noon, teen tragedy. Loved ones mourning the loss of their young sons after a car ends up in the water. We're live on air and always streaming on CBS News Miami with the CBS News app. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Candace Gibson. The driver of the car was just 18 years old. The Good Samaritan who tried to save him, 17. CBS 4's Keith Jones joins us live from Sunrise with the tragic details on this. Keith.
Just a horribly sad situation here in Sunrise. Happened about 10:22 last night, and this is the aftermath. Crews just finished pulling the car here from this retention pond. Again, this accident happened about 10:22 last night. The 18-year-old driver wasn't familiar with this area. He lost control and he ran over a median. He went up on the grass, ran over this median over here, wiped out this entire tree. You can see this over here. Check out the tree. Snapped at the trunk. Powerful force that this car had. Again, this car was just pulled from the water. It was upside down, actually. That 18-year-old went in to try to, or the 17-year-old went in to try to save that 18-year-old. Neither young man made it out alive. Actually, we'll have that story here in just a minute, but we want to paint the picture here for you. You can see all kinds of traffic investigators, accident investigators remain here on the scene. They've been here since about 9 o'clock this morning. They've been tracing all over the intersection here at Northwest 12th Street as well as Silver Palm Boulevard. Again, just a sad situation. A 17-year-old, an 18-year-old died here last night. What would end up being a watery tomb is pulled from a retention pond in the residents of Sawgrass neighborhood. Tuesday night, an 18-year-old unfamiliar with the area loses control of his car and plunges into the water. Rosie Fairley got a call from her granddaughter this morning saying a Good Samaritan who tried to help was her best friend.
She said, Mom, Mena, my best friend is dead. Where? In Dew Lake, because I live in the front. And Dew Lake, what? Yes, she can't give me the name because she was very sad, very nervous. So.
I live right on the pond where it happened. And yeah, there was some lady screaming saying, oh, my son's in the water. And I'm thinking it's like a toddler who got away from her and fell in.
But it wasn't. It was a 17-year-old Western High School junior who heroically jumped in to help the driver. That teen, nor the driver, would make it out alive. Daniel Wellborn describes a horribly sad scene where scuba crews had a difficult time finding the car.
It did take them a while to find the first person they pulled out. I mean, it was like 15 or 20 minutes. That's why it didn't seem very promising. They did some chest compressions for just like 15 seconds. And then stopped and then put him on a stretcher, took him to an ambulance, but not with undue haste.
Accident investigators spent the morning putting the pieces of a puzzle together, reconstructing what happened. The car left the road, ran across the median with such ferocity it snapped a tree at the trunk, sheared off a fender, and continued up the sidewalk and into the pond.
In this neighborhood, the kids always coming like fast. You know, I have 2-3 accidents in these 32 years I live here.
Neighbors have complained about reckless driving to police and the city of Sunrise, but says it fell on deaf ears.
We're talking with the association. The association has said the city don't want to put the lights.
Marta Grove says something has to be done and can only pray this doesn't happen again, and pray for the family of that heroic young man.
A lot of condolences for the family for that individual, very brave individual.
Again, we learned this young man was 17 years old. He went to Western High School. He was a junior there. The school very much aware of what happened. We spoke with the principal. They are dealing with it right now. And there was somewhat of a vigil that was held at the school. They all went out onto the football field to talk about what happened, to pray for Aiden, and also remember him. You'll hear much more from them coming up tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. Live in Sunrise, Keith Jones, CBS 4.